Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay. Welcome back to Nikāya study class. So in today's lesson, we're going to study the number 10 sutta of Nikāya. So we will have 3 more sutta to complete the past book of Nikāya. As we can say, the 1/3 of Nikāya is going to finish after these 3 sutta. So this Nikāya 10 Super Sutta will finish in one class, because this is already repeated. It's already mentioned in the 2nd sutta, Samanyapala Sutta. So especially, as I mentioned before, in Nikāya, the first book of Nikāya, Silakkhanawaka, the teaching are repeated based on the process of practice, the first sila and samadhi and panya. We call that 3-4 training: sila, samadhi, panya. So here, number 10 sutta, Supa Sutta. Supa is the name of a young man, and depends on his question, this sutta arise. So morality, concentration, and wisdom, sila, samadhi, and panya. Now let's see how it happened. And the first one, the invitation of Supa to Venerable Ananda. So as you know, that Venerable Ananda is a cousin and the personal attendant of the Buddha. So he was following to the Buddha and learning what the Buddha taught, whatever Sutta, Vinaya, Abhidhamma, all. And also because he has a good memory and great effort to keep in mind the teachings, he is known as the Dhamma Bandhakarika. So it's called the trustee of the Dhamma. I mean, he is keeping all Dhamma taught by the Buddha in his mind. And when he accepts the position of the personal attendant of the Buddha, at that time, he requests the Buddha to preach the teachings, any sutta or the other teaching, any teaching preached by the Buddha away, not present him. The Buddha had to repeat to Venerable Ananda. This is his request. That is why on all the teachings preached by the Buddha repeated to the Venerable Ananda if he is not present. He was not present. So in this information, we can understand that Venerable Ananda has learned all the teaching of the Buddha. Now the time is actually after the Buddha is final passing, so final Pariṇibbāna. So in this case, I think last sutta is related to the Veluva Karma, and there are 10 months. The last 10 months of the Buddha. After that, the Buddha take pranibbanas. Pranibbanas mean final liberation or final distinguishment of all the mentalities and materialities of the Buddha. After this moment of Parinibbana, we cannot say anymore as a Buddha. Although the physical body remain, that just produced by the temperature-borne materialities. All the others, karma, citta, are ceased without any remaining. And also, at the same time, the karma-borne matter and consciousness, mind-borne matter, or the nutriment-borne matter, or they cease in sequence. Then finally, only temperature-borne matter of the Buddha physical body remain. Also, no more rebirth for the Buddha. That is called the Parinibbana. Shortly after the Buddha's Parinibbana, at that moment, you imagine that Ananda was too tired to make the ceremony, to manage the ceremony for the Buddha's Parinibbana, then also mentally affected to the Ananda. That's why it was very tired to him. Because the Buddha was taking Parinibbana in Kusinara, then Ananda went back to Savatthi, is the city of the Kosala. So Kusinara and Savatthi is not close each other. So when he got back to Savatthi, he was residing at the Chetas monastery, usually the Buddha stayed. And at that time, the Subba, the youth Subba, the son of the Todiya, he also came into Savatthi because his village nearby Savatthi, he came to Savatthi and he invited to Venerable Ananda through the young man that led his attendants. And he sent to ask the Venerable Ananda's health condition, how is Venerable's condition. If it is not being well, it's not good to say his invitation. If it is seem okay, then he has to, the young man should invite Venerable Ananda by the Subba's wall. Here, I'd like to share a little more information about the Subba. So, as mentioned, the Subba is Todiya's son. So his father Todiya was mentioned that he was born as a dog after he passed away due to too much attachment to his property. And it is said he has hidden some treasures. Even he didn't give any message to Subba until he died. So he has too much attachment to his own property. Then he was born in his son's house or his own house as a dog. And he was very protective. So whenever the monks or the beggars come, and he doesn't like to allow the dogs that didn't like to to see them, because he already knows they come to ask for anything. And so when he was alive, he admonished his son not to give away anything, valuable or invaluable, it doesn't matter. If you give away, gradually your property will be running out. So trying to collect, to have more and more. This is his idea and his admonishment to the son. And the son was following his idea, his teaching at that time. When he was passed away, after he passed away and being born as a dog, at that time the Buddha visited to his house, Suba's house. Then the dog wasn't happy and trying to bark to the Buddha. Then the Buddha addressed the dog as Todiya, his father. By that name, the Suba got angry and asked the reason why you call the dog as my father's name. Then Buddha explained. Then he didn't believe at the beginning, and Buddha asked him to ask the dog secretly, where are the treasures you have hidden? Then finally the dog showed him the treasure, and Suba believed it. After that, he changed his mind not to follow his father's advice anymore, because he didn't want to be born as a dog or any lower state, being in the lower state. Then he became a Buddhist follower already. Then you can read his question in the Majjhima Nikāya 135 Sutta, Chula Kamma Vibhanga Sutta, asking about the work of action, the work of karma. So analyzing the karma, because the resultant in this work are already different one another. So some people have long life and some people short life, and some people have so many health issues and some are very healthy. So what are the reasons like this? So he develops 14 questions to the Buddha. And the Buddha explained about the work of karmas, the work of karma, on his 14 questions. So you can read in the Majjhima Nikāya 135 Sutta. And so this is the man Suba and the story of his father Todiya. Now, when the young man Suba learned about the Buddha's final Prinivana, he thought, when the Buddha was alive, I didn't have a chance to ask the question. So he still have a question. Although his question, here 14 questions are answered, that are related to the karma and resultant, cause and effect relationship, we can see that. But we still have the other question, some more question, not asked to the Buddha yet. Then he liked to invite Venerable Ananda, as soon as Venerable Ananda get back to the Savatthi, because he already learned whatever teaching given by the Buddha, Venerable Ananda has learned already. And if he can have an answer, the Venerable Ananda is the right person to have. He should have it. Then he sent this message to invite. It would be good if the Reverend Ananda would, out of compassion, visit the dwelling of Suba, the son of Todiya. So we can ask why he didn't go and ask by himself. So at that time, because Venerable Ananda was just arrived back with Savatthi, so many people heading to the monastery to ask about the Buddha's Prinivana and what happened. Everyone went to ask the Ananda, and very crowded. So in the assembly with many people, he could not have opportunity to ask a question. Then if he could invite Ananda, he will have a chance to ask the question, and Ananda will have a time to answer him. So this is the reason he invited Ananda to his house, to his visiting dwelling place. But Ananda replied, it is not the right time because he has taken some medicine. After coming back from the long trip, and also mentally affected by the Buddha's Prinivana, his body is not comfortable. That's why he need to take medicine that so that he can rinse off. So then he said it will be possible to come tomorrow. So he said because he was not so sure about the effect of medicine allowed to visit him or the other condition. That's why I just say it will be possible. Then the young man reported to Subha about the Ananda's reply. Then let's see. So early next morning, he visited with another monk which is called Chittaka. Then after exchanging about her condition and some information about the Buddha's Prinivana, and Subha headed to his question. Then also he mentioned that Ananda was for a long time the Gautama's personal attendant, dwelling in his presence and near him. And this was remarkable, he mentioned that not only closely living to the Buddha, is really Ananda was really learning the teaching from the Buddha. So in this case, the commentary explained that some people, although come and stay closely, they are not with the intention to learn from the teacher, and then they're trying to find out any opportunity to criticize. In any case, for any reason, he may make some mistake, and then I will find out. I will keep as a secret, and later on this become something, information about this. And the commentary mentioned that, but Ananda is not like that. He was living closely to the Buddha with the intention to learn from the Buddha with respect, out of respect. So this is the reason he could have the proper knowledge or complete knowledge about the Buddha's teaching. And for such kind of person trying to find out the opportunity for criticism, he will not learn, and also he will not have such kind of knowledge. Then he asked the question, now, what things the Buddha praised, and what thing the Buddha aroused and exhorted established people. So his question is that, and what are the main teaching the Buddha asked the disciple, the follower, to establish in their life, in their way of Buddhist practice? This is his teaching. Because he couldn't ask to that level of such level of questions to the Buddha himself, and he just asked the work of karma only. Then also this related to we can say the essence of their Buddhist way. And this is important for him. That's why he asked to Venerable Ananda. Then Venerable Ananda shortly replying to Subha's question, just mentioned that there were three divisions of things. The first division, Aryan morality. Second division, Aryan concentration. Third division, Aryan wisdom. So here in this case, you may see the word Aryan. Actually, this is, if we translate the noble person, Arya Pukala, as the noble person like this. So we can say the noble morality. But maybe for the translator, he may think it's not enough to use the word noble here. The meaning is that the morality, concentration, and wisdom that can lead a person or practitioner to become a real Buddha, noble person, so enlightened beings. Such kind of morality, concentration, and wisdom are called the Arya. Morality, concentration, and wisdom. So in the world, people have different ideas, different understanding, and they can recognize morality, concentration, and wisdom in different ways. So, for example, the morality of their own tradition, they will say this is noble one. The other morality of other tradition, they will look down. This is not really noble. So, in this case, in order to say the Aryan, so we just need to ask that one can cause to be enlightened, for enlightenment, the morality, concentration, and wisdom. Yeah, some morality, we can say that is morality according to the ideas of societies or the people. This is a kind of moral practice, but that cannot lead to the enlightenment. So in this case, that is not included. And also some stage of concentration not related to be enlightenment, to be enlightened. So that kind of concentration also not counted in this second division, or whatever wisdom or knowledge not leading to the state of enlightenment is not counted in this division. That's why Venerable Ananda give the word Aryan for morality, concentration, and wisdom. Okay, so because the answer is too short, the Subha cannot understand completely. And that's why he asked, okay, one by one, what is the division of Aryan morality? What do you mean exactly? Then in this case, the Venerable Ananda start to preach the complete version, as mentioned in the second sutta, Samanyaphala Sutta, of the Buddha preached to the Kin Ajasata Satu. You can read the complete teaching there. But here, he started as the Tathagata arise in the world, and having raised his own super knowledge, after that he proclaims about the world, then also preach the Dhamma, such kind of Dhamma. So like the Sutta number 2. Then if he follow, there mentioned the three division of morality, and we can say that he has perfected immorality. Then that is called Arya morality. We can say that is Arya morality. So if you practice the morality as mentioned in the second sutta, Samanyapala Sutta, that morality can lead you to attain the enlightenment. And also, of course, it can lead you, but it is not the purpose. It is not the complete, the point of the Buddhist practice. Still remain to be done. Something remain to be done. I mean, not only morality. So some people, they may think that it is enough if I practice morality completely. It's not necessary to meditate or something. Yeah, it's not true. So here, in this, according to this sutta, and Bhimava Ananda said that although that is the division of Arya morality preached by the Buddha, praised by the Buddha, and asked the people to establish such kind of moralities in their practice. But there are something more remains to be done. Then, so in this case, the young man Subha, he appreciates the Bhimava Ananda's his explanation. It is wonderful and marvelous because even that division of Arya morality is so impressive. So impressive. Even that division is perfectly fulfilled, not left incomplete. I mean, but completely fulfill the moral precept at that moment. So here, I do not see this kind of fulfillment in Arya morality anywhere among the ascetics and Brahmin of other school. It refers to the other practice, not non-Buddhist practice during that time. So such kind of morality is very nice and impressive. I've never seen others, non-Buddhists, are practicing in that way. So if they could do that, they could accomplish the practice for the division of Arya morality as mentioned by Bhimava Ananda, and they will have found this perfection in themselves. So they will say it is perfect. By the practice of morality, they will say it is enough. So we have done enough. The goal of our asceticism has been reached. This is his consideration. Actually, he could not found. But if the others, ascetics and Brahmin, could practice in such level of morality, they will say enough. And that will be their goal. But different from their statement, so they will say there's nothing more to be done. But Bhimava Ananda said there is more to be done. So Subha surprised in this case. Then he asked the second question. Okay, so if we have accomplished the first division of Arya morality, it's wonderful. But what is the second one? The division of Aryan concentration. Then in this case, although here the guardian of the sixth stall, not really, practicing the concentration group. If you read the second sutta or Samanyapala Sutta, as I mentioned that the guardians of the sixth stalls and practice of the contentment, these are between the moral precept and the concentration, division of concentration. We can understand these practice as the links of moral precept to concentration. So for one who already have confidence enough in the moral practice and have to continue to the concentration division, he should practice the guardians of the sixth stall, or we can say the restrainers of the sixth stall, and contentments. Without these it will be very hard to attain the jhana, as mentioned as the concentration group. So here you can see that the four jhana are recognized as the division of concentration, as the Aryan concentration, preached by the Buddha and praised by the Buddha, and as the disciple to establish in their Buddhist practice, in their way of practice. So Venerable Ananda repeated the second sutta, but here they are the guardian of the sixth sense door, included under the concentration division, because this is just a link or the foundation for the development of concentration. Then he keeps saying that, but something more remains to be done. Then in the same way, the Suba appreciated to the Venerable Ananda's explanation, and also the Buddhist disciple, although they have completed the Aryan concentration, they are not being satisfied with that to search for the wisdom. They keep going for searching wisdom, the next aspect. And unlike the other ascetics and Brahmins. Then for the last part, the last division of the Aryan wisdom, so the wisdom part, then the studying from the attainment of the insight knowledge. So insight knowledge and different kinds of the knowledge. There, as mentioned in the second sutta, I didn't give any information to repeat it because I'd like you to go back and read the second sutta so that you to make sure you really understand and you can keep in mind. So actually, if we study many sutta after the session is done, all information, get back to the books or it is not really good, because once you're trying to practice, at least the important information should be in your mind. Already remember, already completely understand. And otherwise you meditate and then you go back to the book and then read again. And this is distressing. So it should be already systematically study and understand and keep in mind and just apply in the practice. In this way, we can say that you are ready to practice by yourself. Now here, about the insight knowledge and different kinds of knowledge as the division of Aryan wisdom. Then finally, it reached to the Asavakaya Jnana, which is called the cessation of the corruption. Asavakaya Jnana, cessation of the corruption. Here, corruption refers to asava. So, reaching to the attainment of Asavakaya Jnana refers to the attainment of arhatship, or the fourth stage of enlightenment. All are the same. So realizing the Four Noble Truths up to the knowledge of cessation of corruption. After that, he became arhat. So keep in mind that Venerable Ananda, given the division of Aryan wisdom part, as the Buddha has teaching, and essence of the teaching, and the Buddha aroused the people by this teaching and exalted and established as his follower, his real follower. Then if the disciple has done in that stage, you can say that beyond that, there's nothing to be done. There's nothing to be done. So according to Theravada tradition or Theravada way of practice, and after the attainment of arhatship, we can say there's nothing to be done by the practice. So we can say that the Arahat has something to be done. I mean, he can and just give the teaching, deliver the teaching to his disciple of next generation, and also they are helping the others by giving their service in the proper way. So these are not by the practice. But in the Satipatthana Samyutta, the connected discourse on the four foundations of mindfulness, and there, Arahat also should practice Satipatthana, the foundations of mindfulness. I mean, the mindfulness is the quality to be aware and to keep mindful, and then make physically comfortable. And that's why you can see that there are many mindfulness programs nowadays and practicing for their different purpose. At least they got the comfortable in daily life, comfortable living in daily life. And also they can release from the stressful state of mind and depression, such kind of benefits, instant benefit, we can say, the instant benefit of mindfulness. Even they are not Buddhists and they don't have any idea about the Nibbana or doing somewhere, or after that situation, the people should practice mindfulness, because the mindfulness can bring the instant benefit in the life as well. So, but although the Buddha suggests for Arahat to keep practicing Satipatthana, but this is not for the attainment of enlightenment, because he has already completely enlightened. For Arahat, no more stage to attain through the practice, because he already reached to the highest point of enlightenment. So this is the reason Ananda say beyond that mean, after the attainment of Arhatship or Aswakya Jnana, the same. And there's nothing to be done. Okay, so these are three divisions explained by Ananda to the Sutta. So in this case, the young man Sutta repeated, so there's nothing. Then Venerable Ananda already completed his teaching, morality, division of Aryan morality, division of Aryan concentration, and the division of Aryan wisdom, as mentioned by the Buddha himself. And so we can recognize these 3-4 training or 3 division of the practice can be regarded as the essence of the teaching, or we can say the principle of the Buddhist way, mainstream of the Buddhist practice, directly related to the final goal of Arhatship. Although you cannot complete the whole set of teaching, you don't need to worry about that, because here, according to the Silakana Worker, the first book, it's already mentioned, and through this teaching, if you develop your moral precept, morality, and purify more and more day by day, and concentration established to become stronger and stronger, and that support to the arising of insight knowledge, and through the maturity of insight knowledge, the enlightenment come stage by stage, that finally reach to the Arhatship. So even you don't know the other teaching, other theory of teaching, so it is enough, we can say. It is enough you know how to accomplish the division of morality, how to accomplish the division of concentration. So they mentioned the jhana and also division of the wisdom, different kinds. But at least, although the different kinds of knowledges are mentioned in the second sutta, if you can develop the inside knowledge, what we have called the vipassana, then that can give rise to your enlightenment. Then after the attainment or enlightenment to the highest level, there's nothing further to be done for the achievement. So in this case, the young man Suba already realized that there's important teaching through the answer of Pranava Ananda. And he praised Pranava Ananda as usual, just like someone set up the light to, in the darkness. So that the one who has an eye can see the things there. In the same way, whenever Ananda explained it to make me clear all the way of Buddhist teaching and practice, then also he took refuge through the Pranava Ananda to the Buddha here, although the Buddha already, that time the Buddha was already passes away, final passes away, pre-nibbana. As I mentioned, there's no more remaining, just the name of the Buddha and just the temperature, bone matter of the Buddha there. But he still took refuge to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. So nowadays also we are taking refuge to the Buddha, Buddhaṃ saranang gacchami, Dhammam saranang gacchami, and Sangham saranang gacchami. Reciting this sentence, we take refuge to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. And if we were asked, because you say the Buddha already took the final pre-nibbana, and how you can take refuge? How the Buddha can be your refuge? If they were asked. They were asking, we can say that, still keeping the Buddha as our great teacher, as our guidance, the guide to enlightenment we can follow. And in this way, although the Buddha has taken final pre-nibbana, he can be our refuge. And the Dhamma, when you practice, and Sangha, as the guides on behalf of the Buddha, or on the other aspect, we can say the one who is worthy of receiving the great gifts, the great donation. This is Sangha. So in this way, the Suba take. So this is not the first time he has taken for Tibet refuge to the Tibet gem, Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. And he has already taken at the end of the 135 Sutta or Majjhima Nikāya, the Chulakama Vibhanga Sutta also. He has done at the presence of the Buddha, he took refuge to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha at that time also. So we can ask why he's taken again. So this is just like, taking refuge. Because he's satisfied to be a Buddhist follower and he just do it again. It's not because he has broken his refuse to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Okay, so these are all information mentioned in the Sutta, in Subha Sutta. It's not much new information, just about the Subha's question, and also divided into 3 parts, and within 2 parts of this modality and concentration, we cannot say it is enough we still have to keep practicing, keep going in the way of Buddhist practice to attain the final division of wisdom. So only when one can accomplish the achievement in the practice of wisdom division as to the fourth enlightenment level or arhatship, we can say it is done. And in the other sutta, the text, you already see, I think, there to give the statement of arhatship. Arhatship is something to be done, already done. It's done, something to be done. Also, the holy life is already practiced. Holy life means the practicing the Buddhist way. It's called already practiced. And also give the statement, no more rebirth. No more rebirth. So this is what we learn from the Subha Sutta. Okay, so I think we can finish earlier for today's class, and because the Subha Sutta already repeated the information from the second sutta. Thank you very much for your attention and participation. Thank you.
Sadhu, 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 Sayadaw. Sayadaw, may you lead us in making aspiration and share of merits, please. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Okay, thank you. And let's make aspiration and share our merit to all beings. Please repeat after me. Imina punya kamina.
Imina punya kamina.
Mami bala samagamo.
Mami bala samagamo.
Adam samagamo hodu.
Adam samagamo hotu.
Yava nibbana patiya.
Yava nibbana patiya.
Idami punyam.
Idami punyam.
Asawakaya wahang hodu.
Asawakayam wahang hotu.
Idami punyam.
Idami punyam.
Nibbana sapachayo hodu.
Nibbana tapachayo hotu.
Mama punya bhagam.
Mama punya bhagam.
Tapasatanam bhajimi.
Tapasatanam bhajami.
Te sabe.
Te tabe.
Me samam.
Me samam.
Punya bhagam labandu.
Punya bhagam labantu.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.